It is the first day of the Paralympic Games here in Paris after last night's opening ceremony in the heart of the capital. Medals are already up for grabs today in the track cycling, the swimming, table tennis and in taekwondo. Over 4,000 competitors representing over 160 countries are to take part. And let's kick off our coverage this afternoon by talking to our sports reporter, James Vecina. He is at Porte de Versailles this afternoon. That's where the goalball competition is getting underway. James, look, good to speak to you today. I know this is one of the sports that's unique to the Paralympics. Tell us a bit about it.
It is, Nadia. There's actually 22 sports within the Paralympics. Most of them are pretty much the same, or equivalent of what we've been seeing over the last few weeks, whether that's tennis, whether it's the equestrian, or plenty of other sports in athletics. Are pretty much the same, but just adapted. But there are two exceptions to that. And one of those exceptions is indeed goalball. Goalball that is exclusive then to the Paralympics. Now, what the aim is that on the field inside the stadium here in the south of Paris, you have two teams going head to head, and the aim is quite simply to roll the ball and to throw it into the opponent's goal. The goal, which is pretty wide, but it's made tough by blindfolding every single opponent. Now, this means that every athlete is competing on the same level, no matter their visibility, and it means that you cannot use, of course, any of your eyesight. You've got to use your other senses. Other senses mean that you've got to listen for the ball rolling, but on top of that, also there are bells inside that cling as the ball is thrown towards the other side, and it's quite tough for the other opponents to try and catch that ball before it gets into the net. But on top of that, the professionals managed to put other ways of trying to mask, trying to hide some of those sounds, sometimes in the jumps that you see them do ahead of those throws, and all of that getting underway there here this afternoon in the south. We're going to watch France on the women's side face off against Canada. And after that, tonight on the men's side, France have to face off against Brazil. Brazil, who are the defending champions, twice defending champions in the Paralympics. So big day for either side to come. For the women's, it's the first time that they're actually taking part in the Paralympics event. Those to come tonight, but it is still the group stage, which means that there's still not there's pressure, of course, started, but there's still quite a bit of way to go before getting out of that group, before trying to go on to the finals to try and lift any medals and trophies here in Paris. So this happening here in the south, and later on today, as you mentioned, still more medals to come from the first days after yesterday's opening ceremony. The first medals to come, including in the swimming, which is where we'll be heading over to later on. That swimming taking place at La Défense, the swimming arena, specially created for these games, and which is being used just in the same way as the Olympics. And actually, there are so many competitions, and while there are less sports in a way, there are just more medals coming up because of all the categories that are divided into for every single sport in that way, which means there are more medals to come, plenty of excitement to come over the next 2 weeks, and it's all kicking today on day one of the Paralympics.